This video is going to cover pruning of peach trees from their second year in the ground to the end of their life. So let's cover everything you need to know about pruning peach trees and try to make this video as fast as possible. Last year I did a video on pruning both of these peach trees here. They put on a lot of growth over the summer. So we're going to come back now and I'm going to just break down peaches in this video. Step one, we're going to take out all dead or diseased branches in this tree. Got this guy right here, not looking too alive. We're going to go right here, give her a snip. Same thing with this. Got a dead one there, snip that. A couple little dead guys here, snip them off. That was pretty easy. This tree is pretty healthy. We don't have many dead or diseased branches. So step number two, we're going to take out anything that's growing into the center. When you are pruning peach trees, you're looking for an upside down umbrella shape, a nice open center. That's going to allow air to flow in here and light to kill off any diseases that could be coming inside. And right away, I'm noticing this branch here. It is not growing out like this good branch. It's coming off, it's heading into the center. Now eventually that's going to get shaded out. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to make a nice big cut right here. Right here, here's our main branch coming off to the side. Got this guy right here, just growing vertical, growing inward. We don't want that. Gonna come right here and let's give it a snip. Same situation here, down low. Growing in, gotta go. A little higher up. Growing in or vertical, you gotta go. And now we have a nice open center here. No branches growing in. Step number three is going to be clutter and crossing branches. So check this guy out. Got this weak little branch right here. This one is crossing right over. Now I'm not going to cut this one out because that one is a nice branch coming out. So this one I can cut here. But while we're talking about crossing branches, let's look at clutter. Now I like to keep the bottoms of my trees wide open. Anything growing down low here, I don't want. So I left this branch to see what it would do, but since that's the south and this side gets more sun, it's going to grow bigger. This guy here is going to be shaded out most of the time. It's stealing away energy. We don't need that. So we're going to come right next to the collar here and get that one out. We got some more clutter down here. You can see this is one of my main scaffold branches coming out. This little guy's not going to do much for me, so I'm going to get rid of that. And while I'm at it, let's keep this whole branch nice and smooth. You can see here where I got this branch coming out, that one's going to get thicker and bigger and grow out. So we're nice and clean in here. Got this little guy coming out right here. Ideally, I'd leave something like that. It's grown at a nice angle, but it is on the shaded side, so it's not doing me any good. Same thing with this little shoot, coming out vertical. We don't want that vertical growth, and especially something weaker that's going to get shaded out by the rest of this canopy. We're starting to look pretty good in here. You can see this center is wide open. That is real nice. We don't have any branches going in. We've got no branches crossing. Leaving some of this growth up high here just to see what it does. I'm going to show you how we're going to cut these to make them grow the direction we want so I can start to fill in the perimeter here. And stay tuned till the end of this video because I'm going to tell you why not pruning enough on your tree can cause your tree to die. But in the meantime, pause the video, like, and subscribe to the channel. For our final step, we're going to come through here. We're going to cut this tree back. Now this part's going to be cool because you have so many different options of what you can do. All these cuts here can dictate the shape of this tree in the future. Now I don't like my trees getting too tall. I'd rather keep them nice and compact. You could let them grow and get tall. That is fine. These are semi-dwarfs. They'll get about 15 feet tall in the end. That's too tall for me. So look at this here. We got all these different branches going on. Now we're going to have flowers and peaches here during the season, so I'm not taking out too many of these. I'm probably going to leave some of them for now just to get some fruit going. But here, what we normally do is find an outward facing bud, give this a snip, maybe a quarter of the way back. Now that's going to cause this to come out and go up. and cause more side shoots. Those earlier cuts I made forced these branches. This is what we're looking for. We want these main branches to come out and have nice strong branches coming out the sides. You can see here a nice V shape coming out and a nice stout compact limb. But if I were to tip this, we'd have a really long heavy limb here that's liable to break. So what I'm going to do is, see this? Got this little outward facing branch right here. All this growth above. Now that looks good, but I'm going to come through here. I'm going to take that whole guy off right there. Now all this energy will be focused in this branch to make this stronger, and then this is going to continue out and up. There we are right there. We're going to have a nice branch coming out that way. Now I could go in here, same thing. Cut that. Let these two branches come out and start forming side shoots from there. Instead of cutting this whole thing off, since this is a nice sturdy branch right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, see all these little buds, all different directions. I can tell this tree which way to grow by where I cut it. So if I come up here, see this bud facing away from the tree? That's where I want this to grow. I'm going to go ahead, go right above that, about a 1/4 inch. Give her a snip. Same deal with this branch. I could just chop it here so these can get bigger, but since it is relatively strong, here is my outward facing bud. I'm going to come 1/4 inch up, give her a snip. Got a long one here with not many side shoots on it. I'm going to come here, I have this bud. Now that's not out facing, that's kind of facing this way, but that's going to work out for us. Like I said, you can tell your tree which way to grow. Now I want this to come out this way a little bit. So if I go right to this guy who is facing that direction, give it a snip, this is going to grow in this direction. This guy here, I also want that to go a little bit that way, since this one's going to come that way. I go here. I have this bud facing out away from the tree, but in this direction. I'm going to go ahead and give her a snip. For my final step, I'm going to come through here and we're going to cut the tips off of some of these shorter branches. So pruning actually stimulates growth. You'll get more growth the more you prune. It's kind of weird, but that's the way it goes. Look at this long guy right here. Came out, real nice looking branch there. It's got a terminal bud at the end. Now I'm going to come up relatively high here. We're only going to cut off about 6 inches of the 2 feet of growth it put on. And we got this bud that's facing out. We're going to keep it going, same direction it was going. We're going to tip that right there. So what that's going to do, this is going to continue to grow from this bud now, but it's going to force some of these other buds to send out side shoots. And that's going to give us more fruit in the future. It's going to give us more options for pruning. If we get some nice limbs that grow out of here, we can come back, cut the centers off, so this thing's not 15 feet high. Another one right here. We're going to come out to here to an outward facing bud. Trim that right there. Let's get some more branches filling this area in. Now, even these smaller guys here, I'm just doing the same thing. We're just tipping them off. So look what we have here. Real clean looking peach tree. Looks naked. Give it a couple weeks, it's going to be filled out. Originally it looked somewhat like this peach tree as compared to this one now, cleaned, pruned, ready to produce some fruit and keep growing healthy. Now summer pruning these peaches is going to be equally as important, because last year I found out when my peach trees put on a bunch of growth up high, they get top heavy. And when you get microbursts coming through, it's going to knock your trees over, which happened last year. My trees were at a 45-degree angle and I had to stand them back up. So when we limit this vertical growth, we can focus more energy into this root system. Now that root system is going to anchor this tree to the ground, which is very important, because if your tree is not anchored to the ground, you really don't have a tree. Peach tree pruning, pretty easy. Hope this helped someone out. Got any questions? Ask me in the comments and I'll try to answer. Thanks for watching.